In this video I will present you how to use the URI generator. So you go in other applications and you will see the URI and QR code generator. You press execute. So once you land on the application, you have this home page with some text and most importantly the link to the get starting page. So if you get to this page, you will have some indication on how to use the application. So first off, you need to get logged in. So by default you have a test user, so to practice and get familiar with the tool you can log in as a test. So username is test and the password is test as well. But once you are done with testing, you have to create your own account. So I will log in as test for the demonstration. So you have the message, you are connecting as test, as it's said also here. So if I go back to the get started page, here we have some example of data that we can use to generate some URI. So depending on the type of the data, the URI will be different. So I can download the sensor one. If I open this data, I see that we have some columns with some the type, the label, the brand, etc. But what is important is you have just one sensor or one plant or one pot per line. So every line is a different object, a different entity. So once I've downloaded this example, I go to the generate new URI. So all I need is to provide this CSV file, so the sensor one I just downloaded. I also have to specify the name of the host. So the host is the owner of your data, can be the university, it can be the national network, it can be your national infrastructure. So this is the website and the domain name for your host. So it has the responsibility to give unambiguous and unique identifiers for the rest. So usually we split this with the installation and the type of the object. So depending on the type, the data you have to fill is different. So for a sensor you just need the year, but for a plot you have the name of the experiment, the project that is related, and the year. And for the leaf, for example, you also need in addition the name of the plant, where the leaves come from. So the column where the parent plant is mentioned. So if I select the sensor, I can generate the URI. When I generate the URI, I will have this download window. So if it doesn't automatically show up, you have to look for this file in the download folder of your system. So if I open it, I will see this is the exact same as previously, so the same input. And in addition, you have the URI column. As you can see, the URI is a concatenation of the host, the unit, installation unit, and the case dependent. For a sensor, you need the year and this incremental number with some semantics to say it's a sensor. So the first one is the 201, the second 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. So every sensor has now an ID, and remember that once you give a URI to a sensor, you cannot give it for a new sensor. So the 205 will always be this one with this exact label and this all of these details. But you probably already have something like a name, a label for your identifier, for your sensors, and you want to transform them into identifiers. So in this case, if I, for example, the label here, I want to set it as an URI, you go in enrich existing ID, and I will take the same file, and you have to provide the column where the ID is. So in your CSV file, the column where you have the label. So in my example, this is label with a small n. So after that, you can generate the URI, and you will see this is once again the same file, but the URI column this time is the host and the installation unit plus the value of the label column. So this way you can keep your old ID, your old label, and transform it into a URI that is globally unambiguous even outside of your installation unit and your host.